Alright, people. Here's what's going down. Going downtown style. I don't know why I always have to say that. I just do. It just comes out. Alright. I got baby asleep in the car. Thank God Almighty. I even had to give her Benadryl last night. Not to knock her out, although that would have been great. Of course, she is one of those kids. Of course, you know she is. Who actually gets rubbed up by Benadryl. Let me go check on her. Now all my neighbors are going to know that I talk to myself into a camera every day. Alright, let's see. Sound asleep. Okay. Don't worry, folks. I can see the car. It's locked. The windows are down. It's cold out. It's not in the sun. And nothing bad's going to happen. You know what I long for? And this actually reminds me of it. Back in the day, way, way back in the day, when if your kid was asleep, you might actually leave them in the car and go grocery shopping. I long for that, people. I was actually thinking while I was driving back, because of course I was trying to go to the grocery store when she fell asleep, who's going to invent the grocery store with the specialty parking lot with attendants who watch your car? That's perfectly shaded, where it's like valet. It's not, I mean, they don't drive your car, but you turn your keys in so that no one can, you know, come and get the wrong key, take your wrong baby. And they have like a beeper system. Don't steal this idea, people. It could be a multi-million-dollar idea. You get a beeper like at a restaurant. They monitor the cars. Maybe, you know, I don't expect this to be a huge parking lot for this set thing. They should really be able to watch your cars, so like 5 cars, whatever. And while you shop, if your baby wakes up, they get you. And if not, you can get your shopping done while your kid sleeps soundly in the car. $1 million. Somebody give it to me. They should do that everywhere. God, wouldn't that be fantastic? Wouldn't it be fantastic if you had a whole shopping center with several stores in a row and they had, you know, a special parking lot like that? Better yet, put it inside of an enclosed garage, and that way it would be removed from the elements. I dream of that, people, because I have one of those kids who does not sleep in general, does not take naps, but always falls asleep when I need to get to the store. Always. And so we don't have groceries, yet again. Alright, so don't steal my idea. Hook me up with someone who can help me profit from it. That's what I'm saying. Interesting Mormon update. They did not get back to me. Now, many people have gone back to me. Hundreds of Mormons love me now. Although I think it's a riot because I don't want to be Mormon, but you know. Love thy neighbor, I guess. Not that there's anything wrong with being Mormon, I'm just not feeling it. It's not really for me at this point. Probably ever, but definitely not now. Alright, but here's what's going on. You know, they were here, and then I said, guys, do what's best for your mission. You know, like, really think about it. I'd love to spend time with you and talk to you, but I know you need to, you know, be getting out and proselytizing during this time. That's what your mission is, so think about it. And they thought about it, obviously, and then they said, now you know they're supposed to have their date books on them. That's part of the rules. And suddenly they seemed to not have their date books, and they said that they would call me the next day to schedule. They never called. I am relieved / disappointed, because relieved in that I'm happy that they heard what we had to say and understood where we were coming from. I think that's important, you know, and so you don't cross the line into actually harassing somebody who, you know, clearly doesn't want to do something. I think that's good. At the same time, they said they were going to do something. I agreed to it, and then they didn't follow through. So I'm disappointed in that. I'm also disappointed, just in general, that it would make for interesting interactions and blogging for you guys to see what happened next. You know what I'm saying? It's been a fun and interesting journey. But fear not. To make up for it, people, I answered a platonic personal ad this weekend. And let me tell you, it could be the funniest thing I have done yet. Definitely could be. I'm going to have to let you know. Okay, there goes a weird man. I just had to make sure he knew that I was aware that my child was sleeping in the car. So somebody wrote this hilarious personal ad. Hilarious. I might even post it. And it was basically like written directly to me. It's this guy looking for platonic friends. He's not looking for a relationship, or so he says. 28. Really funny. Searching for somebody who's intelligent but silly. You know, that's me. Anyway, the whole thing was funny, and I was totally relating to it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm doing it. I'm entering this personal ad. Let's see what happens. So what I did was link to our blogs, because I'm like, well, there's no better way to figure out what we're about, and if you would want to hang out with us or not, than just to read our respective blogs. You would get right away whether we're, you know, people you want to be with or not. Anyway, I have not heard back from him, but I'm hoping I do, because I'm hoping this could be a fantastic, humorous collaboration, and that, you know, we would all take great enjoyment from it. All right, what time am I at? Yeah. Other news. Still compacting, folks. Still compacting. Thanks to Randy, who sent me a link to making a tote bag. I just want to show you that I did. Instead of making the full-size ones, I had some scraps of fabric. I have a new sewing machine. During my personal time on Saturday, I whipped this up from stuff I already had. Reversible, little, cute bag. And what I love most about it, people, this is why I wanted a new sewing machine. I've been using my grandmother's old sewing machine that only basically stitched a straight stitch. I got this kind that does like the cute, funky stitches, so that's a little flower stitch. Anyway, perfectly happy about it. The kids were not nearly as impressed as I wanted them to be. And I'm happy to set up my sewing machine and start crafting, because it's something that does fulfill me personally. Alright, other fronts. Allowance. We've decided to give Kid an allowance. We've decided to give Kid an allowance. Mr. F and I were watching, I know I always say that I'm watching Oprah. I don't even watch it that often, but people, sometimes there's some groundbreaking stuff going on at Oprah. Anyway, Susie Orman has been on Oprah ever since this whole financial crisis, like once a week with a financial discussion. And they have mostly been quite interesting. This one in particular that we both watched was about talking about finances to kids. And they got into allowances. Now, you know, way back in the day, I asked people about, you know, how they learned about money growing up. And some of you crazy badass Canadians had some great situations going on that I really thought were fantastic, with, like, you know, getting a whole budget and to spend for the whole year when you're a teenager. I mean, I think that stuff's great. Totally into it. Totally into it. So anyway. Now, we are not willy-nilly buy whatever the hell the kids want. We have plenty of stuff, but Kid does know that there's a line at which I think things are too expensive, or, you know, I do try to, you know, imply that there is some value to money. Still sleeping. Anyway, I think she's at the age where she's ready to do, I know some of you have your kids do chores at like 4 or whatever. You have to know Kid to know that she has got a low frustration threshold, and she, you know, has a quest for perfection, and if she cannot fold clothes the way you fold clothes, she's not, you know, she'll end up freaking out and throwing clothes all over. It's just how she is. So we've been waiting for her to reach the level where her capabilities match her idea of what should be done, and it's starting to come together for her. This is a great age. It really is. So she is now going to be picking up her room on Sundays and picking up her bathroom, and she'll get $1. And it's not an allowance for allowance sake. She does have to do that task to get the $1. And then we are going to work on saving her money. She's a natural hoarder, so that isn't going to be the problem with her. She's not going to ever want to take $1 and go buy something. She wants desperately this heinous China doll at the secondhand shop up around the corner. It's $12. So, because I'm afraid some other kid might love this heinous China doll, we are going to go buy it. We're going to put it on the top shelf of the cabinets in the kitchen. I'm going to get her a jar where she can see the money going in, instead of a piggy bank where you don't see how much it is. And she'll put her money in there, and every week I want her to count how much money she has so she can be working on her counting skills. And then when she gets $12, she can turn it in and get the doll. So, you know, to help her learn how to save, it's a counting thing, you know, the whole 9 yards. Understand that, good Lord, for her, I mean, 12 weeks to work for a heinous doll, I mean, that's a long time to be waiting. So I think it's going to be a valuable lesson. So we're excited to move forward on that. I gotta go.